I wanted to do a little video on servicing these shocks because they do need to have them do it once in a while. And if you've got it, it also seems like CF Moto for the 53s, the ones without the reservoir, the rear ones, they don't seem to remember to grease these at the plant. So if you just bought one or you had yours for a while, you're going to want to take it apart and grease these right away. The front ones on mine seem to be okay. I mean, if you can take them apart and you can rotate them if they feel greasy and or feel smooth, then they're probably okay, but you still should do it every few thousand miles just to make sure that that Hyam doesn't wear out. That's all it is in there, is on either end is just a little Hyam bearing with a couple of bushings that plug into either side of it. But to throw a little grease in there is really pretty easy. You just pull it apart. There's two halves of it which they come together in the middle in through the bearing. That's all there is to that. You set those aside, and then you'll simply just turn the bearing to the side to where you can see the race down in there, and plant a little grease in it. Put some grease on your finger and just push it right down in there, and you can take a screwdriver if you want, just kind of force it in there a little bit. Now I recommend doing it top and bottom, so rotate it the other way till you have the top exposed. Get a little grease on your finger, and you can just stick that right in there, and then rotate the Hyam back to where it's supposed to be. You know, just kind of work it around a little bit. Clean up your mess. You know, and if these need to be cleaned up, clean them. And remember that the seal actually seals on top of this area right here. So you want a little bit of lube on that, just to make sure that that seal is good, and put it back in. It just slides right back in. Same story for this one. Clean it up. Get a little bit. Now I started just using plain good quality marine grease on everything now, because apparently there's apparently there's an issue with water and all this stuff, and it causes problems with this cheaper metal. So to anything that's marine grade grease, wheel bearing grease, and it'll be either green or blue in color. Slap it back together. Give it a little turn back and forth. Make sure that that grease is worked around in there real well. And then if you have a little bit on the outside, that's okay. Just give it a little wipe, and you're done. Now remember, you have to do both ends. All the shocks have the same setup on both ends. Clean them up, put a little grease in there, rotate it around real good, bolt it back up. You're good to go, okay? Alright, that's it. Thanks.